Hello, world. Frida Reva Darcy and Patricia O'Connor here. And what you see before you is one of my favorite things in the world, pine trees, little pines. And this one in particular, this is a 17-year from seed when I got it, and I've had it going on 2 years. So 18-year from seed, Japanese black pine, and I've been doing a little bit of cleanup on it today. Not a whole lot. It's just kind of that time of year to do it. But I've been doing a lot of thinking about influences and the information and what I've learned this year and who I've learned it from and how much more I look forward to learning this year. And I did a little bit at the end of the year. I'm pretty happy with the work we did on our little pines that we have going, and I look forward to doing a whole lot more. But there is so much to learn, and one of the places that I got information to learn. Well, for instance, when I bought this tree in particular, I bought the one along with it that would become frankenpine, and I said to Jonas when I bought this, the person for whom I bought this tree from, I said, "What when it came to the little one, the undeveloped tree, what should I work on?" And he goes, "Well, if you're inclined, a good place to start would be roots." And I guess maybe he could read my face because we immediately. And he goes, "Or you could just say that if you want it to be shohin, if you're happy with that size, you could cut the candle now and put it in a small pot." And I was kind of like, ooby dooby. So there we went. But he was right. Working the roots is such a fantastic way to start. It doesn't seem as exciting as, wire and cutting branches and bending trunks. But let's look at what he meant. This is a fantastic looking shohin tree. I mean, it is just everything you would want. And the trunk is from here to here. And from here to there, that's root mass. Those are exposed roots. It's not like root over rock, but if you've ever seen a root over rock where they almost encompass the entire, it eats the rock to where you can't even see there was a rock in there, and then you think you've got some tree with a massive trunk. That's how that's been done. Roots were allowed to grow long, and then they were exposed and tangled, fanned outward like that, and then probably packed in moss or something to keep them happy and keep them active and make them be really big and thick and do all kind of stuff. And then flash forward just to that many years of that much dedication and that much hard work by Jonas, and we get a tree that looks this absolutely stunning. So this year we will be working more on root work, and I'm going to shift my focus on more root work. And to that end, this is a year that I'm particularly thankful for all this stuff. I'm thankful for the additions of trees that I have, and I'm thankful for the space that I have, and I'm thankful for where I live, and I'm thankful for my little job, and just all this stuff. But then I also want to give credit where credit's due and pay homage to some of the guys that if I've and I'm not saying I've done anything, but for me to have a little pine tree with a trunk that's twisted up and doing all those nice little canyon bends and stuff, that's pretty neat. Now I know I've got 3 trunks there. One of those is going to be a sacrifice at some point, and I am concerned about that middle part becoming kind of bulbous. But as far as the work on these little trees is concerned, I think I've learned some stuff and gotten off to a really good start. And I learned that specifically and the work that I did picking up where Eric left off when I bought this tree from Bonsai, and the little show hen work that I did to this little pine, and the not show hen work, but the little literati style, and the literati style that I did to this one, as opposed to the other one that I was showing you that had the little corkscrew spirals like it was grown in the canyons. And you know, where the influence from that and the kind of audacity to try to do that came from was from that particular stuff was from Bonsai IQ. Bonsai IQ. And I particularly like Mr. Hiroma. He does I love the work that he does when he does those canyon bends and does the literati bends on the Japanese black pines. I watch those videos over and over again. But then when it comes to like the horticulture stuff, this is one of my favorites. I like, I'm gonna try to keep from screwing up his name, Rachu Chatan. And this is Bonsai Agency. Now, his videos are packed full of knowledge, and he seems to be really conscientious of how it translates and how it comes off in translation. So you can see him worried. He goes, "I'm worried that you think I'm saying so and so and so and so when I'm not." I mean, you will hear him try to work out and try to work through and try to make sure that he's getting his information clear the way he wants it to be expressed. And he is very prolific with his videos. Also, 4th generation Japanese black pine bonsai maker at this garden. So he also does a thing where you can get on his mail list, and he will send you these. So let me see if I have, yeah, these are his letters that he sends once. I'll probably get one of these a week, and I have gotten these since about September, and in that I probably have over 100. Isn't that interesting? But look, I'm not just showing you I get letters so that I can understand. All you do is click that little button there, and if you don't see it there, this little view translated message, sometimes it shows up in this bar, and it could be in here. But either way, hit the translated part, and you see his intro, but this one is about fertilizer. And in the fertilizer bit, he will talk to you about all the things that are pro and con, and why you should, and when you should, and when you shouldn't, and why to worry about it and when not to worry about it. He goes in great detail in a way that video cannot express, and he totally sidetracks a lot of those problems that you may have just watching videos. But I still enjoy the videos. But I have all of these, and I catalog them, and I save them. And they also come with video lessons that are recommended fertilizer and trimming bonsai beginners course. That's included in that. And all you have to do is go to his page, his videos, and this one, by the way, was dropped today, and he's talking about why your branches might be yellow or orange on even a nice healthy tree at this time of year, I believe. I haven't finished watching this one, but I appreciate him, and I wanted to share that this is one of the places. Just go to right here, and you yourself could find yourself getting these videos. And do you see all those little stars there? This is one of 2 pages of these, and they are a treasure trove of information. They are absolute treasure trove from somebody repotting, time to repot. And then he goes on to tell all the reasons to repot versus all the reasons not to repot. And then he goes on to say about the timing and all the things that you would find pertinent. And then you will almost always, yep, there they are, videos that would go along with that. So as an information source, I would definitely say those guys are fantastic. I've been saving all of this stuff, saved the name in there so I wouldn't just totally butcher it. And I wanted to share that with you guys, you know, about one of the places where I get the info that I pass along to y'all. So to that end, I've been learning from them, and I've been trying to learn a little bit from Jonas, and I've been also learning from Eric at Bonsai. And when it comes to more horticulture, I learned from Ryan Neal. I both subscribe to his courses, and I like to take part once a week when I'm in the right place at the right time for Bonsai Live. I find his take on stuff to be really interesting, and a lot of times his history. But also, while I'm speaking of that, that kind of reminds me today, while watching a Ryan Neal interview of another bonsai legend, and that wasn't the point of it, but because I had been watching Japanese videos just a few minutes before this one came on, I still had the auto translate and closed caption were both on. So there I am watching English speaking television with the translator on. And it was really surprising to me how bad the translation was. At one point, I was like, wow, it just said that he said he hated him. Those words were never spoken. It was two people being jovial and talking about the history of bonsai, and yet for some reason the translator saw the words "I hate you" in there, and it just popped right up. And I was kind of like, that makes a lot of sense, because sometimes I'll be watching a Japanese video and I'll be getting just perfectly good information that I can follow, and then it goes off on some strange tangent for a second, and I'm going, yeah, I think when we're having trouble getting the point across, or maybe they're talking in slangs and the translation is going nuts over it. So it was really interesting to me to see just how far off the translation can actually be when people are just conveying general ideas, but for the most part, the conveying of info of you get into weird things. All of the videos that translate from Japanese to English, I think, refer to these as leaves. But I don't necessarily think the Japanese refer to needles as leaves, because it doesn't refer to a 5-leaf pine. It refers to a 5-needle pine. So they use the needle word when it refers to a description as to whether or not it's a 2-needle or a 5-needle or a 3-needle. But whenever they say it's time to clean up here, they talk about removing leaves. And it's just little things like that. But for the most part, I found the translations to be pretty good. Just going with the basic stuff. I'm not paying for anything outstanding. But because I had been watching, originally, because I had been watching and reading Bonsai Tonight with Jonas, that's when I really got a clue that the thing that I wasn't probably the most interested in going in was the thing that I needed to wake up and pay attention to. That was when you learn a little bit about branch selection, and when you learn a little bit about not whirlwinding your limbs or having handlebars or all that other stuff. You probably should, the sooner you move on to doing the things that are going to take you the longest, the sooner you can get that rolling, the better. And to that end, whenever I said, what should I do first? Roots. And Yeah, so I thought that was cool, and I learned a lot from him and from Eric, and that's what I was saying earlier about root work here. You could see on this guy that little split right there. That's all roots. It part of this the whole bend and the part where it curves out of the ground and does all of that neat stuff. That first 25% there is actually bundled up rootstock. And we'll get some hellacious stuff out of that directionally when the rest of the stuff is already solidified off. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. And that's Kimmy Bonsai. That's another one that her work is really good. I think her neighborhood is located in sort of a bonsai neighborhood. Some of her neighbors you see from time to time, and you will also see her go sashaying through the store at Bonsai IQ. So I think they're probably all in the same neighborhood or connected somehow, which is all interesting. It's almost like being connected to a little neighborhood in Japan, and we are in a way. We're all connected to a little neighborhood in Japan or a little neighborhood in China, depending on how you really look at your bonsai or how you feel about the history and all of that stuff. And it's a really cool connection to have, especially in this day and age. There's been just a lot of stuff going on that seems to have people on the ropes or people just kind of running with their heads down and trying not to think about it. And to have something that can slow you down and let you take a deep breath and um, appreciate other stuff like the beauty and the joy of trees and maintaining stuff and having stuff be alive and respond well and living artwork. And that's something else. Sometimes I will hear the translator will refer to a bonsai creator as the author. The author did this or the author did that. I don't know. Maybe that's just a machine doing it, but I would like to think that that's kind of the way they look at it. Like you're someone who writes a song or you write a beautiful piece. That is, it's very much creation. That's for sure. Anyway, that was all I had going. I just wanted to share for y'all some of probably the best information that I've ever shared is where I get my information. And I'm not going to hold them responsible for what I say, but they are the influences behind what I'm trying to do with my trees and how I would love them to be. And so I thought I would share that with y'all. And so, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you guys hadn't already. And have a wonderful holiday.